What up guys, Untitled here, and today the question is, what is your subcraft used for? Now I have 5 different ways that you can use your subcraft in the game. So before we get into it, we're going to establish a starting point. Now the builds for our subs are going to be based on our main being a more balanced build. So our main robot is going to be pretty much good in almost all areas, but not great in any area. Our sub is pretty much going to be able to fill in the gaps in which our main cannot do, or be really good at one thing. So once you build your sub, you will notice that you're performing so much better in races. So make sure you build a sub. I know it's easy to just build your main and try to ride out and beat the game with just your main, but having a sub just makes it so much easier. It's in the game for a reason, guys. Think about it. Alright, the first build is going to be being an attacker. If you find yourself in a group full of units faster than you find yourself in the back, go ahead and break out into your sub and kill your competition. There are weapons in the game, guys, that can deal over 10,000 damage in a single shot, or even inflict viruses that could turn off your opponent's boosting ability. But think of it this way, guys, it may be more beneficial to you to just destroy your opponent than trying to be faster than them the entire race. This type of sub build becomes even more useful in a 1v1 match, because once you quickly decimate your opponent, you will switch back to your main and then race the perfect race line, taking it home. And your opponent's going to be too far behind, 10 to 15 seconds behind, and they won't be able to catch up to you. Alright, the next type of sub unit we're going to build is a Overdrive unit. Yes, building a unit with terrible energy regeneration and the absolute worst energy consumption may actually help you get first place. Now, remember that while in Overdrive, you have infinite energy and infinite boost. So you can actually do away with stacking all these generators, which take a lot of data load, by the way, and having all these energy reserves, trying to make that super fast boost last a little bit longer there. So this is a sub that you will usually turn into when you're on a straight and when you have your Overdrive. So go ahead and swap over, push it past your opponents. Some boost builds can reach almost up to 500 miles per hour, which is absolutely insane. You're pretty much going to go faster than everything out there. And of course, once it turns off, you have to switch back, because you're not really going to be able to do pretty much anything else correctly. Alright, for the next build, defense. This is pretty simple. You kind of swapping over to a heavy tank build. You may have your main may be very good at boosting and gaining pole position. However, with 5 guys behind you that are destined and wanting to kill you, you may want to live just a little bit longer. So in a defense build, I would focus around high defense and very good cruise speed and control, so then of course you can hold that pole position and keep going forth while trying to tank some of that damage. You don't just want to just go in front of them and start absorbing the damage. That's not really going to help, because you're still eventually going to die. Go ahead and slap on some energy regeneration from attacks, and then you may be able to just boost away slightly. But of course, focusing on defense, once you get out of that little pocket of enemies there, you can then of course swap back to your main and then go ahead and race that race line. Another one is a more obvious build, something that the game kind of hints at, is having a maximum control subtype. You're going to want to make sure you have insane amount of turn, maybe 1.2 in turning thrust, and you definitely want some good cruising speed with good braking module assist there, so you can go ahead and hit those turns easily, not hitting that dead zone. And then once you're out of there in your straights, you swap back to your main, since your main is going to be a little bit better at speed here, and go ahead and hit those straights with your main there. So this is kind of the opposite. Sometimes you may have the maximum control as your main, and then you want the Overdrive or booster guy as your sub, and then we're going to swap back. But some courses don't have a lot of turns there, so you may want to sacrifice too much on your main in terms of giving him too much turning speed and lacking in the other areas where you can just sub into a guy who can just take care of those turns real fast that are only going to be on those couple tracks and only in certain areas of those tracks. Alright, the last one is swapping just for weapons. Now you can have main and your sub can be an exact copy of your main there. So pretty much when you swap, you're pretty much just swapping your weapons. So for example, if you're in the beginning, your main has trap type weapons, you're in the beginning, you can go ahead and drop those traps down. Of course, if you're in the front, and if you fall behind, you can go ahead and swap over, swapping your weapons to something that's more long range, or even super long range with high homing, and get your opponents out of your way, so you can of course get that pole position back and swap back to your main build, and then drop the traps. These are the main subtypes that I have come up with. Go ahead and drop your types in the sub comment section down below in the comment section. In the comment section down below, explaining what kind of subs that you guys use. If you have any type of crazy builds. I have one build I would like to be able to do, but you can't really do it because you can't show your opponent your build while you're racing. That would be like my distracting build. I would go ahead and achieve pole position and then transform into something crazy looking so my opponents will slow down so they can awe and admire my build while everyone else passes us and we end up losing the race. But yeah, if you liked the video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you disliked it, go ahead and hit that dislike and tell me that why down below. Go ahead and get subscribed if you're not already. Check out my other videos. If you didn't like this video, I may have something in the back end that you will enjoy. This is Contento. Thank you guys for plugging in. Peace out.
DDR base, DDR base, DDR base, DDR base. I am here, and my name is Chaos. Rap is to me like music is the Amadeus. Wolfgang, the famous composer. When I stepped in, I told him to move over. I am the new kid on the block, and a mission to make your body rock.